Hey guys, it's Stacy, and today I'm here to film my April wrap-up. I read 11 or 12 books, which is great. Finally got out of a reading slump, which is awesome. I read a lot of ebooks this month because I'm now having to use my library overdrive, since I'm broke and I can't buy books. So I'm going to start out with my ebooks that I read, and I'm going to talk about First, I'm going to talk about the book I DNF'd. I only DNF'd one book this month, so let's get into it. So the one book that I DNF'd is All Systems Red by Martha Wells. This is a little short sci-fi novella. It was part of the BookTube SFF Awards. It's a nominee. I gave it 1 star since I DNF'd it. I DNF'd it at 36%. It was just really, I don't know, I did not like it at all. Like, we were inside a robot's head. They're called murder bots. Our main character is a robot, and it was told in first person. I think it would have been told better in third person, but that is just my opinion. I didn't like it, like, at all. So I DNF'd it. I knew if I just kept trying to read it, even though it was like 100 pages, I was just gonna put myself in a reading slump, and I wasn't gonna do that to myself. The first actual ebook I read this month was Every Heart a Doorway by Shawnee McGuire. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, unfortunately. I wanted to love it like everyone else did, but like, it was just pretty meh for me. I mean, I appreciate all the diversity in this. We got an asexual character, trans character, all sorts of different types of characters, but I just thought it was alright. It wasn't like anything special. I kind of liked the mystery, but it was like not like the greatest, and I don't know, I did not like it. I'm gonna keep playing with my hair until it looks like something I want it to look like. Okay, I didn't really like it. I will continue on because I mean, it was cute, but wasn't my favorite thing I've ever read, and I mean, I get why people like it, but I don't think it's that great. The next ebook I have is Professed by Nicola Rindell. This was the something book club that Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads and Julie from Pages and Pens do. This was their pick this month. It was free on Kindle, so I thought I would join. And this was weird. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and that's probably being generous. But I gave it 3 because the smut was spot on in this book. I thought it was really well done. But it was weird. It's a teacher-student relationship, and I kind of hate student-teacher relationships. I think they're weird. I don't think they should be portrayed in anything. Like, I'm okay with like age gap differences, that doesn't bother me, but like, I think student-teacher relationships are inappropriate. Like that in workplace, you know, like boss and employee. The power dynamic, I'm not about that. I do not think you should date somebody in that situation, but I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't that great. I kind of fell asleep at one point reading it. And the next one I read is The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I also gave this 3 stars. I get why people like it, but like, it was just an okay middle grade book. I mean, it's really cute. It's really cute and it was fun to read, but like, it's not my favorite middle grade book that I've ever read. I will read the sequel when it comes out. I read it because it is also a BookTube SFF nominee for the middle grade category, and it was cute. I get why people like it, but like, maybe I just wasn't in the right mood to read it. I mean, I read it pretty fast, but it was cute. Wasn't my favorite thing. I did like Morgan though. She's cursed and she's supposed to die on her 12th birthday, but then somebody comes and saves her. Okay, now we can get into the books that I actually read. So the first one I finished this month was Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely not my favorite in the series. Illuminate is my favorite. And I thought this ending wrapped up a little too nicely. You know, I think more people should have died. And I did not really like the 2 new main characters that we got in this book. I couldn't care less about them. Like, I would have been fine just sticking with Nick and Hannah and Ezra and Katie. I don't think we needed this set of main characters, but that's just my opinion. It was good. I still love this series. It's one of my favorites of all time, and I still highly recommend it. This just wasn't my favorite conclusion I've ever read, and 4 stars is probably being generous just because we did get Ezra and Katie and Hannah and Nick pretty much a lot in this book, so that was the reason I got 4 stars, but that's probably being generous. But I still love this series. And the next book I read was Witchwood by Tahara Mafi. This is the sequel to Furthermore, and technically you don't have to read Furthermore to read this one, but I would, because they're Like, I feel like if I hadn't read Furthermore, I would have been so confused about what was happening in this book. But I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't love it as much as I loved Furthermore, but it was still really cute. I just didn't really like the main character. What is her name? Laylee. She wasn't my favorite. Alice is still my favorite, but this was cute. The cover is beautiful. This story takes place in a fantasy magical world, and our main character Laylee has, like, what does she do? She has to, like, wash and clean the dead before they go to the afterlife or something, and she's doing it by herself, and it's just her adventure to figure out how she can get help and not, like, die or whatever. It was really cute. Read it. I'm not making any type of sense about anything. The next book I read was Sight Witch by Susan Dennard. This is just a little novella that takes place in the Witchland series. We follow Ryber. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I wanted to love it more, but I wish it was only about Ryber, but we got other perspectives in different, like, time periods. I didn't really care about that. I just wanted Ryber. This next book I'm only going to mention briefly because I have talked about it in several videos about how much I hate it. That is Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I gave it 2 stars. I don't like it. If you want to know why, check out my review. The next book I read was The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This was just a cute, like, new adult romance. If you, like, this doesn't have that much, like, smut in it. A little bit, but not much, so if you want that kind of book, read this. It was really cute. I really liked this book. It was about an interracial couple. It's diverse, its own voices. I thought it was pretty dang cute. I just didn't like the male main character. I thought he was very typical male main character, but the female main character, she was great. Just didn't like the male. And the next book I read was Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I read this so I can read Six of Crows for the readathon I'm doing. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This is probably one of my favorite conclusions I've ever read. This book gets a lot of shit. Like, and I love this conclusion. I thought it was great. It ended how I wanted it to, so I enjoyed it. I wish people would stop shitting on it. And the last book I read, I don't know how to say the title, but it's by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is a little novella type story set in, like, an apocalyptic type world where these beings have come down and they've, like, tried to wipe out the human race, but some of the humans are still there and some of them might be mutated into something stronger. It was great. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. That's probably being generous, but I love Sherilyn Kenyon and I can't not love this. Sherilyn Kenyon does do heavy on the insta love, so if that bothers you, might want to steer clear because it's always like that, but I like this story a lot and I can't wait for the sequel to come out. That is it for this wrap up. Comment down below what you read this month and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.